I welcome you all to this Core Java series. We are in lecture number 2. Moving forward, today we will discuss some practical applications of Java. Okay, Java is used in desktop applications such as media player and antiviruses. Yeah, web applications such as irct.co.in. This website, if you are in India, then you surely use this website for railway ticket bookings, and javatpoint.com. This is also a very good resource for learning Java. You can head over to this website, and this website is also made up in Java. Okay, so this is a very good learning resource. You all guys can check this website, that is javatpoint.com. Enterprises applications such as banking applications. A lot of bankers uses uh, banking applications which are made up in Java. Mobile embedded systems such as mobile development is also possible with the help of Java. Smart cards, robotics, games, yeah, game development is also possible with the help of Java. So you can see the Java has a very big scope. Moving forward, in the last video, we all have downloaded JDK, but in this video, we will discuss what is JDK. So JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Yeah, it includes tools for useful developing and testing programs written in Java programming language. Okay, so it includes some useful tools that you can see in this green box, development tools, that is Java C. This is a Java compiler. Java C is the Java compiler. So JDK includes some development tools, and it also includes that JRE, that is Java Runtime Environment. Yeah, so this JDK helps in writing and developing programs in Java language. Okay, so in JRE, that is Java Runtime Environment, we have something called as Java Virtual Machine, JVM. This is one of the most critical part. Okay, and this JVM makes Java platform independent. Okay, Java code can be run on multiple platforms. As discussed earlier, it can be run on Linux, Windows, and Mac OS, like any Linux, any operating system you can use. So Java code is compiled by the compiler. Yeah, that's true. And converted into the bytecode. This bytecode is the platform independent code because it can be run on multiple platforms, that it write once and run anywhere. So what actually happens, like something this, you write your Java code, that is simple.java. This .java is the file extension. This Java code with .java extension goes into the compiler and then converted into a bytecode with .class, with the extension .class. Now this bytecode can be executed on every operating system with the help of JVM. So JVM plays a very important role in making Java a independent platform independent language. Okay, now in today's lecture we are also going to study somewhat called parameters we have used in a first program. So I will discuss them later. Now we will study variables. Okay, so what is variable? A placeholder for a value that contains, that behaves as the value it contains. Oh, I didn't get this. Okay, so what I can do is something like that. Wait a minute. Yeah, so in mathematics, you always do something like this. Uh, X is equals to 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this type of equations we frequently write in our mathematics. So what this equation means? This equation means that this 123 value is stored in the form of X. This 123 value is stored in the form of X. Yeah, if I write something like this, X is equals to 5. So what it means, this 5 value is stored inside this variable called as X. Okay, so similarly we use variables in programming also, but in programming we need to specify its data type. Okay, so what are data types? So you can see 5 is a type of integer, so we have to do something like this: int x equals to 5, and after finishing my line I have to put a semicolon over here. Yeah, so I can use, like, this 5 is an integer whose value is stored in a variable called x. So I have to specify int as an integer, right? So I can also type char c is equals to a. Yeah, I can do something like this also. This char keyword tells me that the c is a variable of type character, right? So in Java we have data types. Okay, in Java we have data types. So data types are nothing but these: int, char, and many more. So now let's discuss the data types. Yeah. So in Java we have two types of data types, that is primitive data types, and the other one is non-primitive data types. We will discuss non-primitives at the end. Okay. So in primitive data types we have three types, divided into three types. First one is char. You can see char. Yeah, char is used to represent characters. As I told earlier, it is used to represent characters. Yeah. Numeric data types used to represent numbers, and Boolean used to represent logical values. What logical values? So Boolean can either be true or be false. So Boolean can get only two values, either true, either false. Yeah. So numeric also divided into two parts, that is integers, and floating points to represent decimal numbers. Okay. Integrals are also divided into four categories, that is byte, short, int, and long. Decimal, or called, so you can say floating points, are also divided into two, that is float and double. Yeah. Now just get some difference between them. How we can get? This is the chart. You have to learn this, and you have to only learn the size and the default values. Yeah, the size and the default values. So byte is a data type of integer. Yeah, you can see integral values I can store in byte. Yeah, up to size 1 byte. Short, up to size 2 byte. Default value is 0, and values of type of values it stored is integral. It store integer values. Integer, int. So the up to the size 4 byte. Default value is 0, and you can store integral values in it. Long, up to size 8 byte. Default value is 0, capital L. You can store integral values in the long. Okay. Char, 2 byte. Default value is something this. Just learn this default value, because in Viva there may be a chance that teacher asks this question. Yeah. The type of value it store is character. Float, 4 byte. Default value is 0.0f. Type of value stored decimal. Double, up to 8 byte. Default value is 0.0d. Type of value is stored decimal. Now here comes the Boolean. Boolean size is just 1 bit. Okay, 1 bit. If you are using versions later than 1.3, then the size of the Boolean is 1 bit. Default value is 5. Again, learn this. What is the default value of Boolean in Java? That is false. Type of value it's stored, either true, either false. That's all. Not other than true and false. Yeah. So let me just go to the Eclipse and just demonstrate a program for you. So how to write a program in Java is that just click on your package, or you can say anything. Click on new, then click on class. So every time you write a Java program, you need to have a class. Okay. So this is my video number 2. So I will just have my class name as video 2. Okay. So just click check this option. Yeah, just click check this option, and okay, that file name already exists, so I will just have this file name. Okay. um, lecture lecture 2. Okay. So yeah, just click on finish. After clicking on finish, you will see something like this. Yep, you can delete this. So let's just hit the run button. For this much of code, just hit the run button. What do you think? We will get any error or not? Just think for a second. Do we get an error? Okay, now let me hit the run button. Yeah, guys, we didn't get any error. Our program successfully compiled and successfully run. Now, for the sake of convenience and sake for understanding, just let me delete this main method. Okay. Now, if I click the run button, what output comes? Is there going to be a error or successfully run? Just think for a second. Now I will click on just run, and you can see I have got an error. What error? Main method not found in class lecture 2. So in class lecture 2, main method is missing. Okay, so what you can do, you can just go to that and insert the main method. Now if you run this, I guess you don't get any I guess you don't get any of the error. Yeah, you can see after inserting the main method you didn't get any error. So for now, please have this very clear. For running your Java programs, public static void main string args is very important. Okay, this you can assume like this. This is the starting point of your program. Okay, this is the starting point of your program. Now comes to this square brackets. Now what I will do, I will just delete this square brackets and put it in front of the arc. Okay, so what do you think? I will get an error. Just think for a second. Okay, now I will run this. I guess I didn't get an error. Yeah, I guess I didn't get any error in it. Yeah. So you can change the position of this square bracket. Either you can put it in front of the arcs, either you can put it in front of the string. My habit is to put this arcs in front, this square bracket in front of the arc. So while I am typing, I will put them in front of the arcs. Okay. So now let us initialize some variables. Okay. So int a is equals to 5. Very good. Yeah, this can we can do. Double b is equals to 6.9. Yeah, good, cool. So this a is a variable of type int storing a value 5. This b is a variable of type double storing a value 6.9. Getting my point? And char ch is equals to, now just have a very clear look guys. While I am initializing the char, I will just have this opening quotes and closing quotes, and inside this I will write small a. So that's all good. I can do that. Now if you want to store your name as a variable, you can have a data type called string. Okay, string is a non-primitive data type. Okay, so name is equals to analog. All good. So just have a close look. While defining a character, that is char ch is equals to opening bracket closing bracket, and while defining a string, that is double quotes. Okay, so please be very careful about it. So for now you guys must be thinking, sir, do we have any what we can say, do we have any rules for naming this variable? I guess yeah, we have those rules. Okay, so are there any rules? Yes, there are rules. So what are that rules? Okay, now I just tell you that rules, you have to be very particular about them. Okay, so I will put inside them a comment. So now most of you thinking, Arey, what is comment? I will tell you what is comment guys, don't worry. Okay, so you can see this is my comment. Yeah, this is my comment. This part is my comment. So comment are that part of the program, or you can say that part of the program which are ignored by the Java compiler. Okay, comment are that part of the program which are ignored by the Java compiler. So if I write a comment like this, it will not have any effect on my program. That's my original program. Okay, so why do we write comments? We write comments for just remembering purpose. Suppose the program consists of thousands of lines and you forgot what is in line number 432. So you can just add a comment with line number 432. Yeah, this line do this much of work for your just a remembering purpose, for your helpful. Okay, so comment are ignored by the Java compiler, right? So now just first look on the naming conventions. Yeah, it should start with a lowercase letter such as ID, name, etc. So your variable name should start with a lowercase letter. Okay, it should not start with special character like ampersand, dollar sign, underscore. Okay, so for the sake of simplicity and the for sake of good programming practice, your code must not be start with something like special characters like ampersand, dollar sign, and underscore. Okay, and even the numbers, numeric data, you avoid using this like int one number. Avoid using this. This is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. You can't start with a number. You have to start with a lowercase letter for a good programming practice, I must say. Okay, now what's the third? If the name contains multiple words, start it with a lower letter followed by an uppercase letter such as first name. So this variable name consists of a two words, that is, you can check this, that is first and name. Yeah, so first I will start with a lowercase letter. Okay, and then I will start with the uppercase letter. Similarly, you can see in the last name, first I am starting with a lowercase letter and then starting with the uppercase letter. So this is a good programming practice to use such names as variables, right? Avoid using one character variables such as like x, y, z. Suppose I have used a. This is not a good programming practice. Yeah. So, okay, you while defining your name, you should keep this much in mind. Okay. So now let me just delete this and write a program to swap two numbers. Okay. I will just again I am adding a comment. Program to swap two numbers. Okay, so I will now demonstrate a program to swap two numbers. So first I can say int number 1 is equals to 7, int number 2 is equals to 9. Now I will just define another variable of like temp. You can use any name. I have to define a temporary variable. Yeah, so I just use the name temp. So have some logical and meaningful names while defining your variables. That helpful for you in a long run, literally. Now what I want to swap these two numbers. I want that after my program completes, number 1 will have value 9 and number 2 will have value 7. Yeah, this is my requirement. Okay guys, this is my requirement. So what I need to do is just have a look. So I will say, first I will say temp is equals to number 1. So what I do, I stored the value of number 1, that is 7, inside this temp. Okay, now in number 2 or in number 1 I stored number 2. Now number 1 is empty. Number 1 values is stored inside temp. Now number 1 is empty. So in number 1 I am storing number 2, that is 9 comes to number 1, but now number 2 is empty. So just number 2 is equals to temp. That's all. In temp I have 7 now, so number 2 is equals to 10. Okay, now just print it on the console. So how to print on the console? System.println number 1 number 1 number 1. Okay, system.out.println println number 2 number 2. Oh, I guess why this is coming in uppercase. So just let me have a closer look. Number 2. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so that's all. Now if I run this program, so you can just check the output. Yeah, you can see number 1 is changed to 9 and number 2 is changed to 7. Okay, so this is the program how to swap two numbers. Okay, if you find this helpful, and if you find this helpful, and if you find that we can help you in more manner, just like this video, share among your friends, and that's mean a lot. Comment down your you can say queries and suggestions. I will try to implement in the upcoming videos. So thank you guys, thank you very much.